Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
What was that about?
I know what you're laughing at.
Greetings, Koopalings.
I don't know what you're laughing about.
Got it. I got it.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast, where my cat is very hungry and won't leave me alone.
Before we started the show, Rebecca told the cat, "Bitch, leave me alone."
That's true.
and now that's Delvin's name on
Yes,
whatever app we're using to
Very
record.
good. Didn't catch
it was
that.
delightful.
Ooh, that caught me so off guard. Welcome, Koopalings. Greetings. We have news this week. Oh my gosh,
Wow,
we
could
actually
you
have
imagine?
stuff to talk about. Nintendo
Yeah.
is not dead. Nintendo does have games. Very exciting. There's some good stuff to talk about this week. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty
it
good.
was a fun week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do have stuff to talk about. Like I didn't have to make up the
Scrape
news.
the
Like, it
bottom
of
is
the
barrel.
news. Yeah.
Yeah, we had an indie world showcase, which I know a lot of people get kind of down on that because it's not a real Nintendo Direct
don't
or
like those
whatever,
people.
but this one was really good. I thought this was a really good indie
Those
Direct.
people to go back and play their Xboxes.
Literally.
Leave us
So
alone.
we'll talk about what was announced. We got some other cool stuff going on in the Mario world, the Nintendo world. But before we jump into the news, what have you guys been up to?
What you been doing, Delvin?
Not much, really. Anything. I played some Mario Wonder yesterday. That was pretty fun playing that. Getting back into the feel of that. Played some Alone in the Dark. Just been chilling, man. I'm still enjoying it so far. So far,
Really?
it's more puzzle than action, and that's fine. That's fine so far. But I'm still digging it. It's for Resident Evil clones. It's a fun one. I wouldn't put it on the level of a Resident Evil game, obviously. It's
Wait, what game?
Alone in the Dark, the remake for PS5, Xbox,
Not on
and
Switch.
not on Switch.
Oh.
It probably could be on Switch now that I think about it, because it looks like a modern Resident Evil game.
Okay.
So it should be on Switch, actually. That would be a pretty cool game to bring to Switch. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Not too scary. I like the creature design. The creatures are very unique and interesting looking because it's set in, I want to say it's New Orleans in the 50s. So they kind of look like, how do you describe it?
Is it like Fallout? I watched the first episode of that.
Oh, I did too. It's great. It's more like noir.
Oh, okay.
Like noir type of because you're like a detective. You're the guy from Stranger Things that's a detective.
Yeah, David
Okay.
Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour.
I love him.
Yeah, he's pretty good in it.
He's in the game.
He is?
He's the main character.
Yes.
It's pretty fun. I like it. If you like David Harbour, you probably like the game.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Terribly.
Yeah, I did. It
I'm
got.
glad you're liking it, but
it's a-
if you're interested, if you're thinking about it, it was reviewed terribly.
It's a solid 6.
Is it a Suda 6?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say so.
Suda 6 is fun.
It's fun.
Really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of my favorite games are reviewed at 6 out of 10,
My
7 out
favorite
of
games
10.
are Suda 6s. This is where we come up with the term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are my favorite games.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. Otherwise than that, I've been chilling, man. It's been a fun week. I will say this. I'm starting, and this is funny coming from me. I'm starting to think they're making too many Ninja Turtle games.
There's a lot. There's
Just
so
one thinking
many.
about it.
Yeah, there's one that comes out Tuesday. like what?
There was a 10-year period where everybody was whining about there not being any and what happened. And then you got 10 of them when seemingly it's the new like Farm Sim.
Yeah,
It's the new Life Sim game. It's in every direct.
yeah. And here's a new Ninja Turtles game, and I love Ninja Turtles. But like, maybe like slow down. Maybe like once every other year, not like 2 a year. It's 2. I think it's 3 this year.
I was gonna make the joke that like those Farm Sim games. I wasn't sure if it was a new game or I was like, this is the same game as like the last game. Like, have we been seeing the same game over and over again? But no, it's
No,
they're
this one's
different
totally
games.
different. Actually, this one's like, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, the other one, the one that comes out later this year. Because like I said,
That's
one
correct.
comes out Tuesday.
Oh, that's different than the one that was in the Indie Direct.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. The one that comes out Tuesday is based off the R2 arcade game that came out like in 2017, based off of the 2012 TV series. And the one that comes out later this year. So,
I knew that would just derail everything.
yeah, that.
not true, Jess Martinez. It's like, where
it's
did you
the
even hear
streets.
that? Nobody's
That's what
no,
the
that's,
streets is saying.
nobody's
Hey,
talking about that. Jess
It's
just
word
made
on the
that up.
streets.
That's I have not heard that. Nobody's been talking
You're
about
not
that.
you're not in the streets.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh, you need to block this girl from our channel. We're not
Why?
going there. Block her. We're not going there.
I like Jess.
No, we're not doing that right now. Tell us
Well,
about
your girl Tay Tay's involved in beef right now. She's like the main topic of it. Have you seen that, Rebecca?
Oh God, we're not doing this.
We're not doing this.
She
Her
is.
album is very good. I woke up, so at midnight she released her album, and then a countdown to 2 a.m. she released 15 more songs. She released 31 songs. How does this woman do this? It is amazing.
But I'm not even talking about that part of it. It's the fact that Drake keeps teasing Kendrick Lamar because he has
Drake's
like
a pedophile, okay?
Jesus,
Don't listen to a word he says.
the thoughts of Rebecca
happening?
are not the thoughts of
This is a Nintendo show.
as I don't want to get sued.
Kendrick Lamar did nothing wrong. We love him.
See, I knew I was gonna start it off. Yes, this is the thing, Donnie. This is the thing, Donnie. If you didn't know this,
He's
Drake-
a pedophile. He's in the DMs
Why are
of
we talking
underage
about-
girls.
Why are we talking about pedophiles and whatnot? Like, is the Drake thing? What's the Drake thing?
so Drake and
Get to it.
if you don't know what's going on, Donnie,
I
Drake and
definitely
Kendrick
do not.
Lamar,
Do you think I keep up
with
with
hip hop
Kendrick
news?
Lamar and Drake's beefs?
You should. You
I
should.
definitely don't. I 100% do not.
Who is on
I'm pretty
Drake's
sure
side? Nobody
that
should
if
be
we
on
were at the
Drake's
grocery store
side.
together, I wouldn't even be able to recognize them. So I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Kendrick
Drake and
Lamar's just
Ken-
minding his own business.
I don't know about that.
Thank you, Yarden.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar are going through a hip hop beef right now, and in the beef, Drake has multiple times mentioned Taylor Swift, referring to Kendrick Lamar being on her songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was. So what?
Okay.
She has good
That's
artists
the
on her
beef.
songs.
What's the beef?
Like he's jealous.
Where's the beef?
Well, they
He's
don't like
jealous.
each other.
That's what the beef is.
Okay, well that's lame.
He's calling.
Why do we
Kendrick
care about what Drake thinks?
Exactly.
Because
You
What
he's
has
shouldn't.
he done?
because he's the number
Like,
one hip hop artist in the world right
DM'd
now
underage
For
girls.
what?
That's what he has done.
for Hotline
what?
Bling.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm
I don't-
definitely not
I'm not
tuned in.
I'm not
I
a Drake
couldn't
fan, but
tell
he
you
is the number one
anything
hip hop artist in the world.
Drake has done in a decade beyond sit courtside at Raptors games. That's the only thing I could tell you that he's ever done. So I don't know. I'm out. This is outside of our demographic.
He is like the number one hip hop artist in the world. I will
Texted
give him
Millie
that.
Bobby Brown when she's like 15. He's done
Yeah.
that.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
That
and
was
he
really weird.
he DMs fans who are underage. It's so weird.
Also really weird.
I mean, it's definitely frowned upon. I don't know if it's weird. I think a lot of people do that.
It's
Well,
weird.
it's
He's
weird.
like freaking like
Haven't we learned like over the
38.
last
He should
decade
not
that
be
that's more
DMing a
common than
15-year-old.
weird? I don't think that's an outlier. Anyway, this is way off topic. Nintendo, Alone in the Dark.
This
It's
is-
Jess's
this-
fault for
this
for
is your
being
fault.
able to
I
tell
knew it
us.
was going to happen. I saw it and I was like, this is literally going to derail everything.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was gonna leave it alone.
And
I was going to talk about it.
I was
more.
trying to get us off Alone in the Dark. So mission accomplished, I guess. Like it
Yeah.
worked, but
Yeah.
to what end? What did it cost? At what
Yeah.
cost?
Yeah, you
It
you
cost
pulled-
everything.
Yeah, you pulled a Thanos.
Anyway, her new album is breaking all sorts of records. It's 31 songs. I'm obsessed. It is so much to digest. Oh,
Heard it's a good album.
overwhelming. It is very overwhelming.
I will say this: Taylor Swift is the only person I know
What's that?
that can have a whole big ass stand of CDs and records in Target, and that bitch be sold out. Like, how is that possible? Who the fuck is buying CDs in
Did you see that
2024?
they're
I bought
lowering
2
their
cassettes and I
physical
still need a
collection?
vinyl.
Like Target is lowering their physical media. They're not going to carry as many DVDs
Yes.
and stuff. They
Not
talk
Taylor
about music,
Swift.
and I was like, I bet you they keep the Taylor Swift shelf.
It was a whole rack, and it was
I
They're gonna
empty.
keep that stock.
I
Yeah.
think they will keep all of their physical, well, not all of it, but like a lot. There's a lot of physical, like Olivia Rodrigo, her vinyls and CDs sell out. Like
Nice.
Gen Z, they're into the
I mean,
physical media for music.
I definitely know that you know this, but I just feel like I want to point it out and have it said that releasing a double album isn't that crazy. Lots of folks do that.
Yeah, it's a popular thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who
especially
else has
hip-hop.
released 31 songs in the middle of a world tour, Donnie Reese?
I mean, she could have recorded. I'm not going to go to bat with you on that, but I mean, I
Go
wasn't.
to bat with me.
You were like,
Let me know.
who releases 31 songs? A lot of people release.
I'm not
31.
gonna say.
During their
I don't.
world tour after
That
they
happens
have
pretty
released
frequently.
an album a year ago.
I'm not gonna say
And
who
she's
because I'm not
released 2
getting in
other
trouble.
albums in the past year, so
You
just
can't
saying.
say anything to these people.
I'm not gonna say who did it because that's gonna open a whole other can of worms. Nope, not doing that. Let's talk about some Nintendo, folks.
Nintendo games, guys.
Oh man,
I never said it was unheard of. I'm saying that it's amazing and unexpected, and I'm just really enjoying life right now.
I like the
And you have to
surprise. I like
poo-poo
the
everything.
surprise. I
You're
wasn't.
like, you always
I
put words
wasn't-
in my mouth.
What did I do?
You're like, it's not unheard of for artists.
Because
to
you
put
were
out
like,
31
it's
songs.
amazing, and I
It
was
is
thinking to
amazing. I'm
myself,
excited. She's
like,
never done
it's
this
not
before.
that
It was
amazing.
unexpected. She had announced, 16 songs, and then we get a surprise later that there's 15 more, and I'm excited. Why is that
Josh,
bad? Why are you have to
Josh, I
poo-poo
should have
on
known
that?
better.
yeah,
I wasn't trying to
yeah.
steal your joy at all, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Well,
There was
it
no
sounds like
intent
you
to
were.
do so. Well, I think maybe you took it that way. It wasn't intended that way.
Okay.
Taylor Swift destroying the Nintendo Shack.
Yeah.
2023.
Knew it was gonna happen.
Jess,
Yeah,
this is
I
your
shouldn't
fault.
have. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. I knew it while I was saying it. I was like, I should just let it go.
I appreciate that Jess just keeps shooting. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see it because I don't have the YouTube feed up, so I'm glad. Don't put it up on the screen. I don't want to see
Watch
it.
her, watch her make a Twitch account.
I don't care. I'm really enjoying the songs. There's a lot of shocking things, and I'm digesting it all.
Who she's talking about now?
And- Oh my god, there's a lot of songs about Maddie Healy, and like it's disgusting. I want to throw up. It's
I
horrible.
don't even know who that is.
Good, don't. You don't want to. There's 2 songs about Travis.
Ooh.
There's a
not
song
putting it
about
up.
Kim Kardashian.
I'm not going to put up any of these comments.
Don't
done.
do it, Donnie.
I've
Don't do
lost.
it.
You see us? We're almost at a fight.
I
She
don't
almost
care.
quit.
I don't
I'm not
care.
doing it.
Okay, I just want to address Bland Explosions.
I'm not-
comment.
I didn't put up the comment. We can't address comments that I don't put up on the video.
Oh man, this is great.
Is
That
it?
She,
Is
I
it
would just
great?
like to say that she does donate double the amount of carbon credits that she uses when
We're gonna
she
get-
flies.
80 bad reviews. I'm like, I thought this was a video game show.
Well, you thought wrong, bitches.
That's true. Well, it's been
Bitch,
that way
leave
for
me
some
alone.
time. It's been that way for some. Bitch, leave me alone.
That's gonna be the name of this episode. Bitch, leave me
It
alone.
should be.
Okay. I did play Nintendo games actually this week. Can I talk about them?
Of course.
How
I'm
did
sure
you get
people
that
are,
in there
like,
where you listen to all
waiting.
those songs? It's
It
amazing.
just came out on Friday. The album just came out on Friday. I've been playing all week.
did.
Oh, who changed my name? Did you have to censor it because there can't be 2 people with the same name?
No. I just wanted
You
to
censored
set
it
it off.
because
Yeah,
I'm
good.
I wanted to set it off.
okay.
Yeah.
I was on Good Vibes Gaming's game club. They have an NSO game club where I think I've talked about this before, where they have all of the games that are on Nintendo Switch Online on a wheel, and they spin the wheel. They have a couple guests on and spin the wheel, and whatever game it lands on, you play it for a week, you come back, you talk about it. This has been like my 3rd or 4th time on it, and I always get like retro type of like NES or Sega games that like I have never heard of before.
Oof.
I got Adventures of Lolo for the NES.
I remember that game.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't know anything about it. It's a puzzle game, and my brain does not work well with puzzles. Like, I don't know what it is, but
My
like
brain doesn't work well at all. Just in
it was
general.
hard. It was really hard. But the cool thing about this game is that Lolo is a character in the first Kirby game, Lololo.
That's correct.
And you're trying to rescue Lala, who is also in Kirby, La La La. So that's like some kind of cool history there. The game came out in 1989. It's kind of tough for a puzzle game. There's 10 floors. Each floor has 5 levels. I didn't beat it because it was hard. They play the same song for the entire game. Like when you get to a new floor, the music doesn't change up or anything. So I had to like silence that music because it was getting really irritating.
That's called torture.
Yeah. But decent puzzle game. I'm glad that I tried it. It was fine, I guess.
Yeah, you can tell the truth. It stunk.
I gave it an NS no rating
Yeah, they
on,
always put it up
on their
on like
show.
their virtual collections and stuff. I've tried it many times.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
I remember playing it. I was like, this is, as a kid, like, oh, this is fun. And in reality, I'm like, no, this is terrible. This is not a good game.
That's how I feel about the NES.
You just have to collect all the little hearts to open up the door and escape the level. It was like kind of boring after a while, but it was fine.
There are some games where I look at it like, you know what, I'm glad that video games has advanced. And that is one of them. Like, you know what?
I would not be as into games. I feel like
Maybe this 60 frames a second thing isn't too bad. Show me the teraflops. Let's go.
But I will say, like, that being on their NSO Game Club does make me very glad that, like, these games are on NSO on, like, a subscription, because I'm glad that I got to try this out and, like, experience it, but I would not have been happy if I paid $7-8 for this, you know, like how on Virtual Console. So it does make me grateful. I will talk about the news, but I have a new way to play DS games.
Uh-oh.
We'll talk about it.
Two crimes.
So I've been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney for the
Objection!
first time. Objection. I know. I did my first case and I got not guilty. I successfully defended my client.
Good job.
This game is kind of fun. I have always been a little bit interested in Ace Attorney, and I would like to keep playing it. I think that I am really going to get into this series. This feels like the right time for me.
Nice.
Have you guys played it?
I got it from my wife on 3DS, thinking that she would get into it. She's a paralegal and does some of that, and she was not into it at all. It is a, I mean, it's a
little
niche
silly.
title, but
It's
its fans are like very like devout. You know, it's
Really?
a popular series. Like they really love that shit.
Huh.
So
I played a little bit of it, but because I don't know if y'all knew this, there was a Harvey Birdman game that came out that was like a clone of this game, but with Harvey Birdman, and it was on I want to say it was PSP, and I played the shit out of that game. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I maybe want to try the Phoenix Wright game, and I played it. I'm like, oh, this is cool too. But I never like really got into it. But this is something I probably would get into a lot.
It
Yeah, I
like
was
doesn't
never
take
much
itself
of a
very
fan.
seriously. Like has very humorous kind of writing. I don't know. I feel like it's like working my brain muscles, like like in a better way than Adventures of Lolo would. You know what I mean? Like I'm like cursing trying to figure out like all these puzzles in Lolo, but like thinking about like, oh well, what kind of evidence do I have? You know, what are the flaws in this guy's story? That's better. Better preparation. Better
we should make that a
brain
part of the game.
exercises.
Yeah.
Josh is preparing to go to court with Nintendo. Totally. So yeah, I'm having fun with that.
Nintendo
I
versus
didn't
Apple, the
know.
game.
I was looking up this game, and I did not know that Phoenix Wright was originally a Game Boy Advance game in Japan. It never came to North America until the DS. It was ported to the DS.
I
Interesting.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I wonder how that plays on Game Boy Advance.
I don't know. Yeah. Probably
That's
everything the same, but without touchscreen.
I feel like that Birdman game wasn't a Wii game.
It was a Wii game as well.
It's been around a minute.
Yes, I think it was on PS3, Wii, PSP. I had the PSP version. I liked it a lot.
It's a crazy little console, that PSP.
Yeah. I love
cool.
the PSP. Very cool.
Yeah. And I'm playing the Splatfest. I'm Team Bear Cubs.
Go Bears.
This is the Spring Fest. I am actually having a little bit of fun. I played with Josh
Stop
last night.
Bears.
We were kicking butt. We were doing really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to see
The game's
Splatoon's-
more
Splatoon's,
fun
like,
when you win a lot.
still showing up.
Yes.
So, Donnie, what have you been playing this week?
Mostly the same stuff as last week. I haven't had a lot of time to play. So it's been mostly Switch and it's been mostly at work. So it's been a lot of like pick up and play stuff. It's been a lot of Retro Bowl. I've been playing a lot of Easy Come Easy Golf. I've been playing a lot of New Star Grand Prix. You know, it's kind of these same things I've always been playing. I am still playing Unicorn Overlord. I'm liking it a lot. The more I get to play it, the better the story gets, the more, you know, I'm kind of into the characters. As the game starts to like unravel, I like it a lot. It's very different than Fire Emblem. It has like an overworld where you can just like freely roam and like take on battles if you want, and like they'll try to attack you. They'll try to if they see you and stuff, but you can venture off into territories you're not supposed to be in and things. And it's cool. It's got some world building activities, like you get to repair bridges and restore towns and make like deliveries. Like there's like side questing
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff to do, you know, which is very different from like the what? Josh, I have seen Hentai Golf and
What
I've
is
talked about it
going
on
on?
the show, but no, I have not played it.
What is
I've
going
yet to
on with
get
this
a
show
dollar out of
today?
me. I would have bought it. Here's the thing. I would have bought it until I looked up at a review. Like I saw it was crazy on sale. I was like, I'm going to buy it for a laugh. And then I looked up a YouTube review and it was like, this is the worst game ever made. And I was like, well, never mind. I'll keep the dollar.
Yeah. They need to make the price of that game 69 cents.
Nice.
Just saying.
Well, it's almost there. It's almost there. But yeah, it's different enough from Fire Emblem that I really dig, you know, like how it stands on its own. It still has the strategy, and the strategy is not necessarily like your weapon triangle. It's not as rock, paper, scissors, I don't think, or at least doesn't feel like that to me so far. It's more about how you organize the units that you have. Like you can mix and match them with different units, and they like can kind of like combo things together, like stack abilities. So like there are like thieves which have like little daggers and they don't attack they don't have a lot of attack power. But if you put them in the front line of a unit, they dodge a lot of attacks. So they almost like work as like a shield. And then
That's
you can
cool.
put like a big hammer behind them so you can dodge the first attack and then have your hammer come back. And so it's like that's the strategy, is figuring out how to best organize what units you have to accomplish what you're doing. Or like archers can provide archer support, like even if they're not in the unit, but they're like within a vicinity. You can have an archer attack come in out of nowhere. Stuff like that. It's really cool. It's I don't know. As I'm talking about it, sounds really dorky, and I guess it probably is kind of dorky.
Sounds fun.
Sounds fun.
it's- Beautiful game. Like it, I mean, which is not like a surprise, right? It's vanillaware. It's a gorgeous game. It is that art style, but it's really, really nice to look at, especially on the OLED. It just pops. And I'm glad I bought it on Switch. This seems like a really great Switch game, but it is available on all consoles. I've seen some people think that it's like exclusive. It's not. You can get it on Xbox, you can get it on PlayStation, which makes me think that this would be a really fun game when it undoubtedly comes to Game Pass and PlayStation Plus down the line. I think maybe people will find this game then because maybe they don't want to pay $60 for a game like this.
It's
even though
$60.
It is $60. I got mine. It just recently went on sale. It probably still is. I got mine for $40. And the physical copy on Switch, at least so far, has been pretty tough to come by. Like it kind of sold through and wasn't around for a few weeks. So maybe they just kind of underprinted, at least on the Switch side, and kind of coming in. But I'm enjoying it a lot.
He's talking about
probably-
Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord. It's probably one of my favorite games on Switch this year.
Oh,
Well, that's
because I
a
didn't-
high praise.
I didn't play Prince of Persia on Switch, right? So for me, that's not like, to me, it's not a Switch game. I know it is on Switch, but it's not like, I don't like it more than Prince of Persia. I think I'm pretty solid on that, but like it might be like right below that though. It might
Let
be
me
like
ask you a question.
second.
Because you just mentioned something. I'm very curious about this. Are there certain games that are like, even though they're multi-console, you just
Yes.
connote with Switch?
Yep, I think this is one of them because it had the marketing deal, because it's Fire Emblem-esque. I think for a lot of people, they're going to associate this as being a Switch game.
really?
I've seen a lot of people like when I've played
That
it, a lot
makes
of people
sense.
are like, I wish it like I had somebody, they're like, I wish it was on Xbox. Like it is. They're like, what? It's like you can buy it right now on Xbox. Like there's some people that didn't even know that was on other consoles.
I kind of associate it with Xbox.
Really?
Yeah.
I associate it with Switch too.
Yeah. Same.
Okay.
But I think the marketing plays a huge deal, right? Even for third-party stuff, like when games get marketed a certain way and they get presented at certain places, they appeal to certain fan bases. I definitely think people will associate that game with a console. I mean, how many times have we seen that PlayStation play that card, right? And how important that is. You know, it's important who has Call of Duty could be on everything, but like when a certain company promotes it and the splash screen is there and the controller is there and the logo is there every time, it matters. You know, a lot of people think like that's where I should play the game. Not that this game is anything like that. This is a much smaller game. But yeah, in a kind of a period of time where we don't have a lot of releases, where there wasn't a lot of news, where first parties seemingly like kind of drying up, or Princess Peach was a miss. I'm really happy that I bit the bullet on this one because it is kind of, and I think it's a really long game. I haven't looked into it, but like I've played it a bit and I feel like I've barely got started. So it feels like there's a lot here.
Good. That is
Yeah.
good. Then it's worth that price then. Anything else before we jump into the headlines?
Unicorn Overlord is about 39 and a half hours, they said.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so-
pretty long.
It's a beefy game. I don't know if I'm going to finish it because I am playing it. I mean, I'm not having any point to like put it down, but I am playing it kind of bite-sized chunks. Like I'm playing these other games, you know, like I pick it up and I'll play like a battle or I'll try to find some stuff, farm some stuff, and I'll put it back down and pick it back up because the Switch is really fitting that void for me right now. Because work's been really busy and like just life at home has been busy, not tough or anything, but just busy. So I have not had 3 hours to sit down and play Red Dead in the last 2 weeks. I've just been
Yeah.
playing like little portable games on the go. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the Switch is best at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Non-Nintendo news. iOS emulation explodes as Apple opens up to emulation. There's this Delta emulator trending on social media. Everyone's playing Nintendo games on their phone. This app surged to the top of the App Store's free download page. It's called Delta Emulator. I downloaded it. I have been asking people for their DS recommendations. It plays NES, SNES, N64. I don't know why you would want to play N64 games on your phone. Like Sega, GBA, GBC.
I was going to
DS.
ask you this back when you were showing off your pictures of Diddy Kong, and I'm glad you were playing it. I kind of feel like I never want to play N64 games on anything but like 64 hardware, or like at least like the Switch, like you have the 64
Yeah.
controller. I
Yeah.
never want to play a 64 game without the 64 controller.
No, I get
Kind of
it.
agree.
I get
Like
it.
I'm really married to like playing it on an actual controller with like C buttons and this, like it just doesn't work in my brain. It just breaks everything. I'm like, this isn't good.
I get it. I've been enjoying it on the Steam Deck still. I haven't played it this week, I don't think, but I have no problem playing N64 games on something with another controller, but I would not want to, like I said, I would not want to play it on the phone. I'm trying not to like play anything too actiony, but like I said, that's where I've been playing Phoenix Wright. I downloaded a bunch of DS games specifically because I feel like some of those might be the best thing to play on it. And you get this cute little shelf
Yeah.
where you can have your games. I downloaded things that I thought might be good for it. I downloaded Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, which I've never played. I downloaded Pokemon White version 2, which I've never played. Advance Wars Dual Strike. And then, okay, so I first downloaded Animal Crossing Wild World, okay? And I started a town, and then I found out, I forgot that in Wild World, you can't unlock, like, the way to unlock the highest upgrade for Nook's Shop, for Nookingtons, is to have somebody visit your island and buy something from your shop. But obviously, you can't do that anymore. You can't do that, like, on DS because the things are shut down, and you can't do it on a ROM. So I found out that somebody has made a ROM, like a patched ROM, where you don't need a friend to come over to fulfill that requirement. So I downloaded the patched ROM for anybody who wants to be playing Wild World on the Delta emulator. Look for that patched ROM instead of the actual ROM,
Nice.
because otherwise you're not going to be able to upgrade everything. Haven't you learned anything from Phoenix Wright? So yeah, I have never ever been below emulation, and it's like finally, like I feel like this is the peak way to play Animal Crossing on your phone. Forget
your
Pocket
phone.
Camp. Pocket Camp was stupid. This is real Animal Crossing. So, yeah.
I've been doing it as well. I have it on my iPad. I've bought one of those controllers, like the Delvin. Did you see this at all?
Which one? The
Because I was going to talk to you about this on PSVG, but I bought like you have like the Backbone and like the Kishi controllers and stuff like that.
yeah, I know those two.
Razer just made a new one. It
they
just
did?
came out like this week, and I ordered one because it fits tablets.
Oh, that's cool.
And it fits the iPad Mini, for example. It's a USB-C, and I just so happen to have an iPad Mini. I always have because it was USB-C. This was the one that I wanted, and I've never really gamed on it because of controllers. So they've made this controller that works for it. So I basically am like putting together a little PlayStation Portal, but
That is
via
cool.
iPad. And
That's cool.
I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like. But yeah, Rebecca, I've done the same. I'm not doing DS stuff because I think I would just play a lot of that stuff on 3DS because I
Yeah.
still do carry my like I didn't even talk about it. I'm still playing Kirby Planet Robobot and loving it. It's so good. I wish one day they'll port that game.
Yeah,
They
don't
have
get
to.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to use my 3DS for like the vast majority of that kind of stuff. But like
It's
I
nice
feel
to
like
have it on your phone.
yeah, like I feel like there's like stuff that I definitely would want to be playing like on a console type thing, like anything a
Sure.
little bit more actiony or anything like. But like things like Ace Attorney and Animal Crossing, like
Perfect.
touch.
Yeah,
like,
you're
it's-
good.
Yeah,
Nice.
don't need any kind of fast reflexes.
I set up Super Nintendo. I got Tecmo Bowl, Zelda, Street Fighter, Punch Out, NBA Jam, Kirby. I got all the Kirby's, Donkey Kongs, Clock Tower, fan translation for it.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
I did Game Boy Color, Metal Gear, GTA, Pokemon's, Turok, the Zelda games, X-Men, Mutant Wars for Delvin.
That's a dope one.
I've
It's
never
a pretty
played
fun
it.
one.
And then GBA, all the GBA stuff that you expect, like Crash, Nitro Kart, the Castlevanias, Dragon Ball, the Kirby's, Zelda, the Pokemons. So yeah, I'm excited for this thing to come because I'll have these emulation games I can play natively. I'll have the GTAs that I can play from the App Store. I'll have Max Payne. I'll have the golf games. I'll have Shovel Knight. So you have the Rayman. Devil May Cry just released a new mobile game. Like there's a lot of good mobile stuff. Horizon Chase, Streets of Rage, and then I'll also be able to Steam Link and play Game Pass and stuff like that through
That's
the
great.
browser. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
See,
Go ahead.
I personally didn't do it because I don't like playing on my phone because usually I get 1,001 phone calls
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, nah, this is not for me. But if, like you said, the iPad, that is a whole other story. I could probably
What kind of phone do you have?
what is it, iPhone 15 Pro Max?
The iPhone does have like a gaming mode.
Huh.
It's like a like you have like the do not disturb thing. There's a gaming profile where it'll turn all that stuff off if you want, if you ever, just
Might need to do that because
Yeah.
people call me, ask me the dumbest questions at the most inopportune times.
because I've had this little Backbone on my old iPhone. I have like an iPhone. I think it's an 11. And I bought the old Backbone for it like super cheap and I've liked it, but when you try to play if you try to stream Steam or Xbox games to it, the scaling of a game like that to such a small phone screen, I don't enjoy. You can't read
Yeah.
the text and everything, right?
Yes.
So when I saw this controller, I just saw it the other night. I was playing games, I was watching movies and playing games and kind of drinking. And I kid you not, I opened up YouTube, and this is where I was going earlier, Rebecca, before we started the show. That guy's channel popped up. And he
Mhm.
was like, hey, have you ever seen one of these controllers? Now you can use it with an iPad. And he was like, if you have an iPad mini, I was like, oh shit, I do have it. And I just bought it like off of whim. So I'm eager to see what it's like. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo could not be liking any of this. Like
No.
they've got to be super fucking pissed.
No, and I actually wanted to say that I almost feel like they might now, since they can't really go after the emulator or Apple, like I feel like this might cause them to start cracking down on ROM sites that they didn't previously
I would
care
hope
about.
not. You're probably
I
right.
feel like
but,
it is though. Like,
but it's not a. You almost you make
those
me
are
wanna
the
get on my-
easier targets for them.
You make me want to get on my soapbox because
Get on the soapbox, Donnie.
do it.
Get on the
it's
box.
not about it's not about the ROMs. And here's the thing: you're never going to shut them down. You'll kill one and two more will pop up, and you'll kill those 2 and 4 more will pop up.
Mhm.
What it is about meeting demand. They're not meeting demand where demand is. Right? That's such old school way of thinking. I've been yelling about this for years now. Fucking put Nintendo
They
Switch
could have
online
had all of that money in their
on
pocket.
phones. Put it
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the phone. Let people play
If
Mario
they-
3 and Donkey Kong on their fucking phone and make a
Listen to me.
little NES fucking Switch thing that you put on the phone and just do that. It's
Yeah.
about meeting demand.
If Nintendo had developed Delta Emulator and made it, either free or $1 or $5 on the Apple Store, and then, like you said, like Nintendo Switch Online subscription,
Subscription. Make it a
everybody would
subscription
have
thing.
everybody would have done it. Like, look at all
Yeah.
these
Here's the
people
other
that are
thing.
excited about it.
And I've this has started to come up. I feel like I do want to, like, I've been on this for years. Like NSO on phones makes a ton of money and PC.
Mhm.
Just do it. People buy it because there's a lot of people that don't want to download ROMs. They don't want to go to Vim's layer. They're like, what hacker shit? What is this website going to put on my computer? Right? So you make it easy and you make it convenient and you monetize it. I've seen
Yeah.
people in the emulation spaces that at least I subscribe to, mostly just Reddit. There are people who are like, well, even if they did, I wouldn't use it. And like, there's probably people like that, but at the same time, you have to be better than that. Like Nintendo
Yeah.
should be better than that. Like that's how you get people to use it. What if it ties into your Switch? What if it also does voice chat, or it does cloud saves, or it does crossplay, or like they did for Switch? What if it does multiplayer? What if you could just on your phone download the Nintendo Online app and you play GoldenEye multiplayer with people on Switches? You can't do that with a fucking ROM from Emu Paradise. Like that's where they should be, and it's about making that work for them, make money off
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So
There's
I hate-
a little barrier for, I think, like casuals. Like, it's not a barrier for people like us, but for the DS one, you have to have those extra files.
even for us,
and like the
they
average
make it
person is
better-
not going to like go find that or know how to do that.
of course. But even for us, if they made it better, we would just buy that instead. We wouldn't do this because it would be better. It's not about the
Yeah.
money. Like we're happy to pay the money
Yeah.
for the support. It's just they're not providing the support. Again, there's a demand for something that they're not reaching.
Yep.
And I do think people playing Pokemon games on their phones a problem for Pokemon. Like that really, because so many kids have Pokemon on their phones, because kids are because so many kids play games on their phones, and because Pokemon, like having Pokemon available on your phone, they're used to that race to the bottom, that free to play model, that Fortnite-ification of stuff. I don't think that's good for Nintendo at all. Like they've got to
Yeah.
monetize that, or you risk a whole generation of kids growing up going, I don't need to buy the $70 Pokemon because I've got Pokemon Gold here on my phone.
Yeah.
Like that's a real problem. That can, like, I know it may not sound like a lot, but you let that play out over like 5 or 10 years, that kind of changes mindsets. That's not
Well,
good.
listen, I work with kids and they're Pokemon fans, but most of them don't really play the games that much. Like some of them have the Switch games, whatnot, but a lot of them are like just into the cards or like just into whatever merchandise is out there. And all of these same kids
Go.
are addicted to Roblox on their phone. And I feel like if you had some kind of Pokemon option like that, easy, accessible, like, not expensive on their phones, they would be playing it on their phones.
Yeah. They would 100%. And you wouldn't have
We
to worry
got
about it.
7-year-olds with phones now. It's crazy.
And think about it. If you charge, what's the bottom tier of Nintendo Switch Online? Is it 20 a year?
20 a year. That's it.
If you did 20 a year,
Parents
and
would
you were
totally
doing
buy
that, if you were doing 20 a year and you had been doing that the entire time that Switch was available, so the Nintendo Switch Online, look how much money that would be. I think the biggest issue is I think the biggest issue is how does Nintendo not give Apple 30% of that? I think that's the thing that's been holding them up maybe more than anything else. Probably also Nintendo's just general adverseness to emulation and what that, what that does for the value prospect of their games. But they have to cut they would have to cut Apple in on something like this, I think, until now, right? Like we've seen with the Apple case against Google and all the stuff they've gone on, that they have to open up to other stores now. So now Nintendo could be like, this is the Nintendo Switch Online app. It's full of games. But if you want to play them, you have to have an NSO subscription, which you can set up by going to this website, right? So you can't buy it on the App Store. You like click the link and it takes you to the website and you fill it out. And now they don't have to give Apple the 30% off the top. And Nintendo can just keep that money. So I would hope that does something. But, ultimately, we say all these grand things. Rebecca, you're probably right. They're probably going to go after the most popular ROM hosting places and try to shut them down instead of actually meeting any customer demand with any damn product that would make any sense and actually make the money.
Get your ROMs now.
It's ridiculous. You're absolutely right. But here's again, people will just start putting them on iCloud and Google Drive and start sharing them on Discords and stuff. Like Nintendo can't they can't police the internet. Right? They can't stop that from happening. They could try, but like their lawyers can't do that. But you're probably right. I mean, you can go to Internet Archive right now and get an entire Super Nintendo collection.
Don't tell people where to. Don't stop.
They can't take down an archive.
Listen.
They can't take down archive.
Don't say publicly the best place to get ROMs. Don't say it. Okay. Nintendo, please follow me.
No.
That's the best place.
Well, if they listen to our show and they're like, that's where we should go, then I hope you just listen to my whole little diatribe. Fucking, how about you just make money off of it? We're willing to give you money. Just do that. Do it better.
Go for the sketchy
Do what Delta don't. Nintendo does what Delta don't. Like, do that instead. I'm
not saying a word because when the court cases come, I don't snitch.
Yeah, I said it, and I hope they burn in hell.
We got some news about the Super Nintendo World. The DKC park attraction has been delayed until later this year. I forgot about that.
That's later this year.
That was good. So don't plan your trip until next year, I guess. I don't know. Nintendo will not be at Gamescom this year. You know, the one where like all the developers were saying that they got the Switch 2 dev kits from last year.
Yep.
They said Gamescom is a great event, and each year we evaluate whether Nintendo should participate or not, they told Eurogamer. After careful consideration from all perspectives, we've made the decision not to be present at Gamescom 2024. Players will have opportunities to try out Nintendo Switch games at other events throughout the year.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot. I mean, there is a Nintendo.
Show.
There's a Nintendo Europe. You know, like it's, I'd still like to see them just be at the show generally. Just have the booth and stuff.
Well, what would they show?
Just Princess Peach, Thousand Year Door. I don't know. Tears of the Kingdom. Just be there. We don't have very many of these anymore. Like they're going away, and I don't like it. I want to see people support the ones we have.
That is true.
You don't have how many opportunities you get to do this. You got the couple PAXs and Gamescom and Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest for press only little event that they do, which is not like a consumer event. Yeah. I'd rather them skip that and then do the consumer event. It's just cool to have the booth. It's like that's like the special magic that makes people like Nintendo. They have the little booth, they have the decorations, they have the characters, they have the mascots. Other companies can't do that. PlayStation doesn't do that. They just have computers with PS5s attached to them. Like there's a charm that Nintendo brings to an event like that I don't think Xbox can replace. And that I think it makes sense for Nintendo to be at events like this, to do that stuff, to give that, to sprinkle that Nintendo magic on things. How many times did we see during E3 where they barely had anything to show, but we were in love because they built a fucking castle or they had, like they made
puppets.
Animal Crossing come to life or puppets and shit. Like that's cool. I like that stuff. Or they give out swag. Come get your little Mario pin and shit like that. Like it's I don't know. It may be biased because this is the Nintendo Shack and we're Nintendo fans, but I don't think it is. I think most gamers agree. It means more. It just hits different.
Yeah.
You know, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, Capcom does stuff like that too. So they got go check out the Capcom booth.
What the fuck with what the hell was even that?
Yeah.
The Capcom booth?
Yeah, they had the little Resident Evil thing.
Okay.
Remember they had the little thing?
Puyo and no.
No,
it's not
they
the
had like
same,
the Resident
man.
Evil thing that cut off people's heads. Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a little cool. Hey, what you want me to tell me? Nintendo don't want to go. If you don't want to
Same but
go, we
different.
don't want you there.
I just love that you made the comparison. That was the comparison you make. You're like,
Yeah.
remember they had the guy with the chainsaw cut people's heads off running around. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's the
yeah.
same thing. It's like
Same
these aren't
thing.
the same. It's not the same thing at all.
Same thing. You want magic and wonder. I want misery and pain, baby.
Goodness.
Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah.
Mario has been picking up the promo pace with Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, with 2 trailers and videos shared on
Twilight Town.
socials this
Saw Yoshi.
past week. This game looks beautiful. I can't wait.
It does.
It's gonna be great. We're
This
all
is my
in, right?
next big Nintendo game.
Yes.
Probably like the only
we're all
other
in.
Nintendo game that I care about this year.
For now.
For now.
The only other thing that's on the radar or that's on the calendar is Luigi, right?
Oh,
Is there
yeah, I guess
anything
so.
else first party after Luigi?
No.
I don't think so. So
Yeah, this is weird.
they're gonna give something. I still believe I'm gonna eat these words because every day that passes, I'm like, maybe they're not. Like maybe they were planning a new console and they're just like, we're just gonna write it out, which wouldn't surprise me because they did that shit with the Wii. The Wii had like 2 years of death where like just nothing happened there at the end for a while. They put Skyward Sword out and they were like, that's it.
We're done.
We'll see you in a couple years. So like it doesn't, it's not crazy to be like Nintendo be like, we're just gonna take 6 months off. But like I can't believe that with an install base that they have, that they would let the fall go away without something. Like there's gotta be something. They gotta have one more game at least to put out.
Probably
You don't
not.
think so?
I don't think so. Maybe
They could
maybe
cut maybe they could sell everything. Let's just go on sales. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, they might
All
have
of our
one.
games
Nintendo
are-
Selects. Just
That'd
kidding.
be awesome.
They might have one remaster coming out
Yeah.
later this year.
Yeah, I think
I think there will be a Kirby and like another remaster.
Is it a Zelda though?
I hope so.
So we're all excited if it's a Zelda remaster.
Or Prime 2 and 3.
What if it's Minish Cap remastered?
Okay.
See, like we're all excited. It depends on the game. If it's Metroid Prime 2, I think people are super excited. As Jules points out, Prime 2 would be cool.
That'd be cool.
I'm hoping it's something. I'm hoping it's not. We'll see you in February.
It'd be the year of the remasters if that's the case.
I'm okay with that. I like remasters.
Well, especially from consoles that I feel like a lot of people traditionally like maybe didn't play those games. Like Minish
even
Cap
outside
is
of
one
that,
of the worst
you're right.
selling Zelda games.
I just love
Thousand
remasters
Year
in
Doors.
general.
Yeah.
I know people, they do. There's a lot of people are like, oh, I've already played this before. And I get it. There's a lot of people that play games, right? We talk
Yep.
about hundreds of millions of people that buy stuff.
But there's a lot of people who didn't. The Switch is huge.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
love remasters because typically, not always, but typically they come either improved. They're the best version of a game that you can play.
Mhm.
Typically, they only remaster games that like you really want to play. Like they don't remaster, for the most part, we don't remaster games that are bad. We usually
Yeah.
remaster good games. And they usually go on sale pretty quick. Like they're usually very affordable. Right. And I just love keeping our games current. You know, I look at it as like people talk about preservation and wanting to keep things around and stuff like that. I think that's part of it.
Well,
Remaster
yeah,
games is a
Thousand Year Door
tool
has
for
not
that.
been released since the GameCube, like
Exactly.
anywhere. This is gonna open it up to, and GameCube didn't sell hotcakes either. Like
Nope.
Yeah.
millions of people are going to be playing this for the first time.
Hmm. Yeah, most people, I would imagine, most people today with Switch. I mean, we know that numbers wise, but even over the years through Wii and Wii U and like emulation, most Switch owners probably haven't played the majority of those GameCube games. Sunshine, Thousand Year Door, like if they did.
Hell,
Wind
I
Waker,
own
most people
Thousand
haven't
Year
played
Door on
those games.
GameCube, and I haven't like played most of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always been this way in PSVG, and I'm not going to let it go. I am pro remaster. I don't care if every company's doing it. Give me
Yeah,
your
do it.
remasters. It's great. It's fine. Totally fine with remasters. Good stuff.
Yep.
Play Resident Evil 4. It's excellent.
Great game.
Mm-hmm.
Chainsaw Guy's awesome.
We had an indie world showcase this week, and it was really
Yes,
good.
we did.
It's pretty
agree.
fun.
I agree.
I really liked it. How do we want to go through this? Do we want to talk about everything? Do you want to take the reins? Do you want me to take the reins?
I can. Yeah, you've been talking. Let me talk. So I don't know if these are in order. I don't think they are. This is from the PR release that came out afterwards. So I'm just going in that order. The first game on our list is Little Kitty Big City from Double
Hell
Dagger
yeah!
Studio. This comes out May 9th.
This has already been on my radar, and I knew it was coming to Switch, but I didn't know if it was coming to Switch later or whatever. They didn't have a release date for anywhere, but it's coming everywhere, including the Switch, May 9th. I will play it on Switch.
Kyle the Pug Series, he pre-ordered it as well.
Dude,
you've
I'm
got
so
some
excited.
folks-
This looks like it kind of looks a little bit like a less like depressing version of Stray.
Really
Yeah.
cool. That's very nice.
Looks like it might be fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a question I wanted to ask you earlier, and I forgot. I want to ask it now. Just ruin this segment of the show.
I'm sorry.
Have you played that Hello Kitty game on your phone?
No. Because I don't
There's
have
a
Apple
Hello-
Arcade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you your opinion on because I was showing it to my daughter. It's like an Animal Crossing game, but it's
Yeah. I wanted to
Hello
play
Kitty.
it, but I don't have Apple Arcade.
Oh, that's cool.
Gotcha. Next one up is Europa from Helder Pinto. This is a 3D action platformer where you can use Z's Zephyr jetpack to glide, fly, and boost across breathtaking landscapes. It comes out later this year on the Switch. There's a free demo available right now after the show, and I have played it. Have either of you played it, or were you interested in Europa?
I haven't played it, but I'm interested. I'll check it out probably on the
The
day.
demo's fun. It's not lengthy, but it's like a good chunk of something. You can spend a good 20-30 minutes playing it. It's an interesting game. When you on first impression you see it and it's like, oh, it's definitely like trying to do Breath of the Wild stuff. Like it's got the point where you like come out of the vault and you go off to the end of the thing and you see the landscape out before you. Like it knows what it's trying to like evoke as it's showing you its thing. This is an interesting game because on Switch it's kind of blurry. And I'm interested to know like if it's that way on PC too. I don't think so. It's probably like really crisp and beautiful. But here's the thing: the color, like the game has like a very watercolor painting type of effect. So like the blurriness almost kind of works for it. It almost gives it like a dreamlike look. I was like, that's interesting. I'm not sure if this is. I don't know if it's intentional or not. Like I was playing, I was like, is it the Switch can barely run this, or is it this is the way they wanted it to run? I don't know. So that's kind of neat. It reminded me most. It's definitely not. I mean, it's a 3D platformer. The action part of it, you don't get a whole lot of that in the demo. So maybe there's more. I doubt it. I mean, I wouldn't call this an action platformer. I would call it like a 3D adventure game.
Okay.
It's not Zelda. It's not like that at all. I think at best, and I think this is a very like loose comparison. It kind of like the mechanic of the game kind of reminds me of the Pathless. The Pathless is a game where you like kind of surf the grass and you shoot arrows at targets that are just around the world. And when you shoot the arrow at the target, it gives you a boost and you can like boost forward and go faster. This game has a bunch of like these little globes around, like just scattered around. And when you hit them, it refills your jetpack. So as you uncover like some different abilities, you can kind of fly. With like you can kind of like surf and fly and kind of zoom and glide around, but you have to keep hitting these things to keep recharging or you'll fall and you got to land and then like pick it back up again. So there's kind of like that action mechanic momentum type of thing that they're trying to do, which
That's
did
pretty
remind
cool.
me of the Pathless. It's pretty floaty. And yeah, like in the demo, you just run around and glide around and collect notes from your dad. It does seem like it's telling a kind of interesting, almost sci-fi-esque story, which I was kind of digging. But I'm not sold like day one sold. Not yet anyways. I might need to know more. But I definitely look forward to picking it up at some point. I liked it. It's pretty good.
Looks interesting.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Splintered Fate. The heroic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles need to fend off the Foot Clan in this first roguelike adventure, traveling through reality-bending portals to rescue their kidnapped master, Splinter. It's a timed console exclusive. Coming this July.
This looks different from all the other Ninja Turtle games that you usually see.
Yeah, looks pretty fun. Looks pretty cool. I like the idea of it. I think it's a really interesting way to make a Ninja Turtle game. My own thing was that, damn, there's a lot of Ninja Turtle games coming out as of late. And it's cool. Like, it's cool to get them. But, it's just like, okay, maybe we need to, like, space these out a little bit more. And that's coming from me, a Ninja Turtles fan, because I think that's still the last Ronin game will be coming out, I think, next year as well. So there's quite a few. And there's, like I said, there's one coming out Tuesday.
Hyrule Nate echoes my thoughts. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, this looks great. I really just dig the visual look of the game. And then I think it was on PSVG, Delvin was like, yeah, it's a roguelike. And I was like, well, never mind.
Yeah. So roguelike?
Never mind. No longer interested.
This is the roguelike I would like to play, though. This is if there were any roguelikes to make, this one or Transformers one would be the one that get me into it.
Yeah.
This is your shot.
Cool. Our next game, which was the One More Thing game, comes from Thunderful. SteamWorld Heist 2. So you, the captain of a ragtag crew of Steambots, lead the way through intense turn-based gunfights, which bullets can ricochet off deadly precision. But this time around, there's a world map to explore featuring real-time naval combat against enemy vessels. Comes out August 8th.
I feel like this is a really good One More Thing, but at this point, until we have some kind of Silksong news, I feel like nobody wants to be the One More Thing, because everybody sees, it's not Silksong, and then they completely write it off.
Yeah, this is not the One More Thing we were looking for. Like, yeah, it's cool, but like,
I'm not into this series.
I didn't like SteamWorld Heist 2. I am into the series. I love SteamWorld Dig and stuff, but I did not like Heist. So I kind of rolled my eyes when it came up until they did show like the overworld stuff. I don't think it's enough for me, but it does make sense for Heist, and I do think it adds a little more action-y gameplay to that game beyond the turn-based battles. I think that's a good like improvement or a good add-on, a good development for that game. But I still don't think I like the base of the game enough to give it another chance.
Yeah, it's cool.
So. Highlight of the show for me, Cat Quest 3 from the Gentle Bros and Kepler Interactive. Explore a gorgeous new world solo and local co-op and encounter fierce battles with a newly refined combat system. Now features weapon swapping and tighter attack combos. For the first time in the series, sail the seas and battle with your very own ship. Demo available today, also coming out August 8th. I played the demo to completion. I've been interested in Cat Quest ever since I've seen it. It's got all the, it's definitely not Wind Waker, but it's Cat Quest Wind Waker. And
have you played the
has
first
all
two?
those vibes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I really dig the changes. Like the first two I played, I liked. I also think like, especially the first one, I kind of just thought it's like a throwaway game. It's just like fun, disposable, but not like very all that, lasting or impactful type of game. I think with the improvements, I think they've added a lot to that formula, and I think we'll keep it around. Like being able to explore the world freely on the boat. There are boats like patrolling the waters you got to fight. Being able to land on islands, fight the enemies, find the dungeons, go dungeon crawling, come back out, go to towns, upgrade your weapons and stuff. Like it makes it feel more robust of a game. And I'm all in. Pre-order day one on Cat Quest 3.
I have the first two of them physically for Switch, like limited run or something.
Nice.
Those super rare games, whatever it's from. But I have not played them yet. How long are they about?
I've never played them to completion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I said, like, I never really stuck with them. But I think this might change that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm interested in trying the first two, and then I got time before, what's it, August 8th, you said?
August 8th.
Yeah.
I wanted more from the demo. I'm not sure if anybody saw my screenshot, but like I played the demo and then I got the dreaded "thanks for playing" screen. I was like, no, because I was really getting into it. Like, and it does. The demo is limited. It siphons you off to like places you can and can't go to and whatnot. So you eventually kind of find your way to the end eventually. And Yarn says 1 and 2 are both under 10 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say that 1 and 2 about 8 hours apiece.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
I played the first one, I think, for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and the second one I think I only played for a couple hours because I was like, it's kind of more of the same. This is different. This is not more of the same. This is better than that. So I've been pretty stoked. This was originally shown at I think a PlayStation showcase like a year ago, and both me and Kyle were like, dude, this looks way better. We were also coming off of like Dredge, so it's kind of in that like give me a little boat to sail around kind of exploration vibe.
Yeah.
So it hits on multiple fronts for me, and It is, it's very pretty. It's a very lightweight game, so it runs well. Like there's no issues there. So $20, I'm all in. Yars Rising from Way Forward and Atari. Run, jump, sneak, and hack your way through waves of robotic and alien enemies as you slowly unravel a complex secret shrouded in intrigue. Later this year. Anything? Pass. You could have just told me that before. Sticky Business from Spell Garden Games. There are over 400 design elements to choose from, and you can get upgrades, including effect foils, even more options. You can start your own sticker shop in Sticky Business today with both the game and the DLC launching as a timed console exclusive today.
Well, okay, so I have this on Steam. I've played this game. It's cute. I had fun with it. I got bored kind of quickly with it. I don't know. It's
This
like
is a
very
pass
cute,
for
but
me.
like it doesn't have it
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, when they started showing it, I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I
Not
do
my
like
thing.
it, but like maybe wait for a sale if you're interested in it.
I like the presenters, like the developers. That was cute and stuff. But when I saw the game, I was like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes from Simogo and Annapurna Interactive.
I love
This is a
Annapurna.
non-linear puzzle game developed by the team behind Sayonara Wild Hearts. A woman summoned to participate in a project in an old hotel somewhere in Central Europe becomes embroiled in a game of increasingly nightmarish and surreal illusions. Third-person adventure game features over 100 handcrafted puzzles with shifting mechanics and perspective. Comes out May 16th.
Looks
I
really
need to
cool.
rewatch this trailer
Looks
because
hard.
I don't really remember this one that much.
This is the really dark, gothic, almost
Stylistic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the look, I love.
Yeah.
The gameplay has me even scared to even try it
Yeah.
because, like, the way they describe it makes me think of The Witness, and I have no idea if it's like going to be that hard. But if it is, like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to try that hard. That's my thing with puzzle games. Like, I don't want to try that hard. Like, it's not why I play games to exhaust my mind. It's like to let my mind kind of clock out for a little bit. But it looks great, and I do love Sayonara Wild Hearts, so maybe it's really good. But if it's they're talking about like all these puzzles. If you do this puzzle, it changes the world over here, and I'm like, oh man, I can't be doing all that. But it does, yeah. As Kyle points out, it's got a creepy horror vibe. It does,
Yeah.
for sure. I thought looked great.
Looks amazing. That
Yeah.
neo horror vibe, like a Victorian
Mhm.
era. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Stitch from, I think, Like Studios. In Stitch, create beautiful embroidery patterns by solving puzzles called hoops of varying difficulty and sizes. Complete hoops in whatever order you want, each one with a relaxing, calming experience featuring a handy hint feature as well. There are limited time daily puzzles that offer a challenge and no hints, which is neat. It's kind of like a Wordle type thing. Launches as a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch later today, so it's out now.
This looked pretty cute. I liked how it looked visually. I don't think that I would get this game because it looks very puzzly in a way that I don't think my brain would appreciate. But I feel like people who like Picross might like this.
Yeah, that's why Jason got it. He was day one,
Yeah.
and I've seen a lot of people getting into it. So it looks like it got off the bat. I will say this now, though probably save it to later. There were a lot of comments being made about how this indie direct was very cozy. It felt like one of those cozy gamer situations. There were a lot of games kind of like this.
I mean, I think there was a mix of some stuff. I wouldn't call SteamWorld cozy. I wouldn't call Laser Eyes cozy.
Yeah, definitely not Lorelei. Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't call a couple of the other ones that we see during this,
Even
like
Cat
Anton Black. Like I wouldn't call this like there are
No.
some, but there was a mix of stuff.
Speaking of Anton Blast, from Summit Sphere, the dynamic action platformer that combines destructive action with gorgeous hand-drawn pixel art, wielding the mighty hammer as Dynamite Anton or the massive mace as Dynamite Annie. You lay waste to wacky worlds and go toe-to-toe with brutish bosses. Launches for Nintendo Switch is, guess what? Console exclusive, November 12th. There's a demo available now. I have played the demo.
You
Did
do
guys
that
play the
voice a
demo?
little too well. Isn't this the one that's based off? It's like inspired by Wario Land or something.
It looks like that. If it is,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but it looks like that's exactly what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Looks fun.
It's zany. It is fun. It's crazy. It's chaotic, if anything else. I don't like the action of it. Like when you hit your like attack button, the character like flips, and like that flip is almost like a pogo. Like you can use that to jump. And it just took me a minute to really get used to it. And there are times when you get going in a certain direction where like you can't stop, and it's almost Sonic-esque because like things are happening. And I'm like, I'm not exactly sure. Am I being hit right now? Am I hitting someone else? Like, I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I don't know. It's so chaotic at times. Like and I can only imagine this is like the first part of the game. So if the game is gonna be more like that, I don't know if it's for me. But I love the look, and I also love that there's like a bunch of hidden things in the puzzles. Like you can like do certain actions at like windows where windows pop up, and you can find things, secret rooms, and I found a couple of them, not all of them. So I like that a lot. If it was more of that, but I don't think it is. I think that's just like some stuff that they've thrown in there while you do this zany, chaotic combat platforming. But super cool. Cool look. It's grimy. I like that. It's crunchy.
Looks fun.
Crunchy. Yeah. Refined Self, the personality test game from Lizardry and Playism. This is an exploration-based adventure game where you take the role of an android. There are no right or wrong choices on this journey. Every decision that you make reveals a little bit more about who you are. And as you go through the game and meet people and make choices, at the end, your personality type will be revealed, one of the 23 that they have in the game.
Nope,
Delvin's shaking his head.
I don't need the game to tell me I'm a terrible person. I know that.
No.
It launches on Nintendo Switch this summer as... Do it, Rebecca.
Timed exclusive. I I need to rewatch this trailer too, because I am into the 23 personality type things. It's pretty fun. It's not anything scientific by any means, but I'm proudly an INFJ. I'm introverted and need everybody to tell me what's happening way far in advance.
I thought of you when I saw this game. I was
yeah, but I think it's kind of fun, and I think this might be a cute little game. So I want to rewatch this trailer and kind of see if I should buy it.
Yeah. Valley Peaks from Tub Club and those awesome guys. Valley Peaks is a first-person rock climbing platformer set in a pastel mountain range. Climbs onto Nintendo Switch this year. This was a pass for me too. I was like, yeah.
I might try this. This looks like it might be pretty interesting. Just
get your Jusant on.
Yeah, just relax and just play this and kind of just, if they have like a good narrative behind it, I might be into this a little bit. Okay. I don't know yet.
Very cool. There was a montage of games as well. Animal Well, the action adventure game which challenges players to explore dense, interconnected labyrinth in an attempt to uncover its many secrets, comes out May 9th, so that's soon. The Souls and Other Crabs treasure game, which they've shown again and again and again, comes out April 25th, which is 4 days from now. Shim, the 3D platformer that blends elements of light and shadow directly into its gameplay, launches July 18th. I am day one on Shim. I've kind of loved like the look of that game since the first time I saw it. I've been waiting for this game to come out for a while now. Duck Detective, The Secret Salami. The narrative adventure game in which players will need to use their powers of deduction to inspect evidence and fill in the blanks and quack the case. Releasing exclusively on May 23rd.
I'm all in, baby. Let's go.
Look out, thousand your door.
Okay.
Duck Detective and The Secret Salami is on the way.
Okay.
And then Bzzzt, a fast-paced platformer with a retro feel, releases summer 2024.
Bzzzt.
Yeah.
Bzzzt.
Pretty good show.
I thought this was a very good indie direct. Yeah. There were like 3 or 4 things that I was interested in.
Yeah. See.
Glad we are in agreement. Delvin, what did you think?
Thought it was good. Thought it was really good. I liked the things they showed. Thought it was pretty a good start.
This indie show, I'll throw stones. This indie show has been better than like some of the PlayStation like showcases that they've had.
Yeah.
Well, that's not saying much.
I know it's not saying much, but like that's how like I liked this one, better than those. We've had worse indie directs for sure. This has been. I thought this was one of the better ones. Like I agree with Rebecca 100%. I've already mentioned the 3 or 4. There's a handful of games that I'm buying. Like day one, I'm buying. I'm not on the fence. I remember the last one we had. there was a lot of them. I was like, if it goes on sale or something, maybe. Right? I wasn't that
Yeah.
into anything. This one, I was like, I'm buying this game and that
Day
game and
one,
this
day
game.
one. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Before we get into the questions for this week, I wanted to talk about this because we kind of alluded to it a few weeks ago. We said that there were some leaks and rumors, but we didn't dive into it. I was not aware until just yesterday that there are basically confirmed rumors and leaks about Life is Strange 4. We said about how like there was an announcement imminent. We said, okay, that makes sense. But my friend sent me yesterday like a YouTube video that is basically talking about what it's all about. And would you like to know what it's all about, apparently, Donnie, or would you like to
Sure.
be surprised?
Is it going to
Yeah.
be spoilery?
It's I don't think
I would love the gist
spoilery.
of the game, but I don't want like the ending.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No,
what the
no.
spoiler
It's
entails.
not like that. No, it's not
Okay,
like that.
yeah, then I'm
But
totally down with
this was leaked by the same person who leaked True Colors, so we know that
Mhm.
there's like some trust there. It's we're going back to Max. It's Max as an adult.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's gonna be called Life is Strange Aperture, like a camera aperture. It follows her as a photography teacher in a small college town.
Older Max.
Max hasn't used her powers since everything went down at Arcadia Bay. Right now it's unclear which ending is, if one of them is going to be canon or if you're going to get to say which ending you want to play as. The first leak says that the player decides, and based on their choice, Chloe makes an appearance. But then the newer leak says that there is a Chloe dies timeline. There's some more stuff that there's a whole YouTube video talking about it. I didn't watch the YouTube video yet. We seem to think that an announcement might be coming at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah,
Deck
I was
9 is
expecting that one.
developing it. I think we already knew that part.
Yeah, because Dontnod's not on the series anymore.
Right, because they're
They're
working
making
on
that-
that other game.
Yeah.
At like 90s type of Stranger Things like game.
Yes.
It'd be cool if we got them both. It'd be nice if we got like two kind of Life is Strange games, because I'm gonna play them both.
Yeah,
am
and
too.
she uses her camera to rewind time, which is why it's called Aperture.
Why the camera?
I don't know.
Like, why would her powers have changed?
I don't know. Well, she hasn't used them since then, so like I don't know. Maybe I'm sure it explains it, but like maybe
Okay,
she
yeah,
channels
yeah,
it
you're
through the
probably right.
camera or something.
Like, just at face
but-
value, I'm like, kind of don't like that. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but
Well, I'm glad
Whatever.
that they are returning to the time manipulation thing, because I think out of all of the Life is Strange games, that is by far the best power. I think that the True Colors one was fine.
like that
It
one. That's
wasn't
my
as
least
interesting to me.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a power in Life is Strange 2. You
got
just
the-
like
yeah, he
your
gets,
brother
like,
had the power,
Correct, right?
and you just like influenced him.
Yes.
And then before the storm, you like smack talk to somebody.
Yes. It's good power.
So I think this was the best one. I'm excited to explore, to like go back to Max's life.
I'm
because
shocked that
I
we're going
love
back.
Max.
I never thought we
love
would.
her.
I like that we're going back. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
It kinda
and
makes
this will be the
me-
first one that we're playing as an adult and not a teenager.
Sure, that's the other thing I was thinking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, like I like this idea of an older. I wonder if it's going to be a more mature game.
That'd be cool.
I
And
would like that. I would like it to feel. I would like it to feel a little more grown up, maybe not so angsty. I feel like that is the Life is Strange thing, though. But like we were just talking about this. Uncharted does a really cool thing with the franchise where like the players that are playing it kind of grows up with it.
yep.
Mhm.
It would be
Yeah.
cool if all these years later, if it's like this was a Life is Strange game that was written for you 30-year-olds that played the first one.
Yeah,
I would
Be
like
cool.
that. Like when I hear that like she's grown up, she's a teacher now, she's had an influence. Like I'm hoping that's what this is, because it's gonna be weird if it's still, the teen angsty thing and like a new character.
Yeah, she's
I'm
like-
here for whatever. I don't really care, but I think that would be cool.
And the Don't Nod games called Lost Records Bloom and Rage, for those who are curious.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get both of them. I was expecting that we would get a Life is Strange announcement this summer. I just don't know if it's gonna
it
be this
feels
year or
like the
next
right
year, but
time.
It does.
Yeah, and these leaks seem to say that it's imminent. And I think it will be like maybe a little bit more mature, like you said, like for the people who grew up with it. But I also think like Max has a lot of trauma from everything that she's been through. So I'm sure like
Well.
some of that will come into play too. Like maybe
Sure.
she's still a little bit immature because of all of that trauma. You know, she's had to face a lot of things that like most teenagers don't have to face.
Yeah.
I am super interested how they play that out, because there are two different ways this goes. Like one, kind of like, I don't want to spoil the original Life is Strange, but you know, based on what you
Don't worry,
picked.
like game's so long ago.
All right,
If
Donnie
you
said.
haven't played it
No.
by now, you're
Hold
not-
on. There are people in chat that haven't played the first game yet.
Okay, roll Sanford.
Fine. What are you waiting on?
I just deleted a
Go play the
spoiler.
damn game. It does kind of like, if we're going back to Max, when you said we're going back to Max, the very first thing that hit my mind, like immediately off that, I was like, I'm probably going to replay the first game then.
Yeah.
Ah,
Don't play
like,
the
that's
remaster though.
Is that the one that's on Switch?
That's the one that's going to be
Yes.
really bad, right?
It's garbage. The remaster
I
is
kind of want to
garbage.
play it on Switch though.
Oh, it's so bad.
I just
They-
want to play it in handheld.
They didn't fix it
It
yet?
looks worse.
Yeah, they never
Like,
fixed it?
seriously. I think they fixed some of like the glaring issues, like the game breaking issues, but like it's significantly uglier.
Yarden, it's going to be Deck 9. Dontnod doesn't make Life is Strange anymore. They're done.
No,
They're off.
get it.
I mean, I guess you're right, because like
It
Switch
is
has got to be
Deck 9.
probably the worst possible place to play these games, right?
Yes,
Okay, so now I won't play it there. I'll play it on Steam, I guess. I've got all the
Yeah.
games on Steam.
it's very
Yeah.
Or
sad.
Xbox. I go to my Xbox. I'll just play it on Xbox.
And I
Yeah.
imagine they're probably very cheap on Steam right now.
My wife and I, or they will be when the game's announced. I guarantee
Yeah.
they'll put them all on sale.
Mhm.
My wife and I play these together. So we usually like trade the controller every so often. And
Mhm.
we do this
Yeah, it's
thing
a good game.
where
To do that with.
whoever's playing can't make decisions. And
Oh,
so that's what we do. So we trade the
That's cool.
controller every decision, and then whoever has the controller, the other person makes the decision for it.
that's a good way to do it.
It's super fun.
That's great.
And you end
Yeah.
up like yelling at each other, like, don't do that. Or like sometimes you have to make decisions quickly. And you're like, oh my God, tell me. Like it's fun. It's just a stupid little way we play these games.
Yeah. Very cool. So I'm
Yeah.
very hyped. I really can't wait until this is announced.
Episode
Yeah.
1's free on Steam for people who want to try it.
Yeah.
Good game. Great game. I love them all. I
All
love them
right.
all.
Hit us.
Even what was the one that Xbox gave away?
Oh,
Oh,
tell me
Two.
why.
Tell me why. I love that
Yeah.
game too. All of them are great.
yeah.
I
That's like
honestly
not a
recommend
Life is
them all.
Strange game, but it feels like it should be.
It's
Yeah.
that was Deck 9, right? I feel like I can't remember. I get them all confused.
I can't remember.
What?
Same developer.
It was
don't
one of
remember.
them.
It was one of them. That's what I remember. It was one of them, and I can't remember which one it was.
It is Don't Nod.
Don't nod. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, that
So-
feels to me it feels like it's a Life is Strange game.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. It's definitely.
And
Life is
I
Strange
feel like this
adjacent.
new one coming out by Don't Nod also feels like it's going to be a Life
Tell
is
me
Strange
why
game.
is probably my favorite gameplay Life is Strange game, like of the ones like to actually
Yeah.
like I really love the puzzles. The puzzles were great and it just felt
I didn't
more
vibe with those puzzles as much, but I really liked the story and characters.
interesting.
Yeah.
I still remember like unlocking like the little I don't get into the spoilers, but doing all the things you got to do to unlock to find all the things. I was like, this is kind of complex in a really cool way.
Yeah.
It
I
just
should
felt like
replay it.
you tried a little harder in that game than the other ones. The other ones are kind of linear and I don't think there's any challenge to any of them. There's
No.
there's not a challenging game at all. Whereas tell me why like you could play the game without getting half of that stuff.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
had to look something up. I remember I liked that it had really good panic attack representation. Like it did a really good job of portraying that. And it had a trans lead, which I thought was really awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was dope.
What do you think about
Twitter.
this? Look at Yarden here.
That's a good point.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters in gaming.
She's dope.
Yeah, she's on the wall.
I relate to her a lot.
She's just there.
Yeah. It's my Steam profile picture. All right, hit us with questions, Donnie.
Questions.
Already almost 1 o'clock.
Canadian Crawler says, I absolutely love the demos and worlds for both Europa and Anton Blast. I'd give the Indie Direct an 8 out of 10. Have the Shack played any of these demos? And if so, what did you think of them? I have. Yeah, I played all the demos. All the ones that are available, Cat Quest, Anton, and Europa. And I like them. I would probably go, honestly, in that order. Cat Quest, Europa, and Anton. I'd rank them in that order. Gerudo Valley Cat says, question, will Stray come to Switch?
Yes.
Switch 2.
Yeah, I feel like if it was coming to Switch, it would have been announced at this point.
I think the hit that game would take to run on Switch would be too much. I think it could be done, but I think maybe with where the life cycle of the Switch is, Switch 2.
Switch 2, I agree.
Just wait.
Maybe even like announced with a sequel.
You wait, you launch it near the launch, and you launch it with a physical edition, and you make all the money.
I think it'll be on both.
That could be true. That could be true.
I think this is probably one of those games they were making for Switch already. Like, oh, we have Switch 2. We'll just make it for both.
They said they gave the Indie Showcase a D. I like the look of the Duck Detective game, but not much else.
A
So there you
D. I'm so sorry, Gerudo.
There's a lot of
Valley
people
Cat.
that weren't too
Yeah.
on
D.
this one. I think we're kind of out on the
Yeah, it's pretty low.
on the outside there with the positive feedback for it. Shiv, my grade's a C. There wasn't anything that I was day one, though I will try out Little Kitty Big City on Game Pass with my daughter. Question,
Damn.
did anybody else look at Europa, an indie game, and immediately think, quote, how can this game look so much better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
Yes, I
That's
did.
a Shack listener. That's a listener
Yeah.
if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
It's not great, is it?
No, it's not.
Jeez.
Brendan wants to know, do you rewatch directs and showcases? If so, do you find them better once you know there is something that really excites you? Do you ever
I don't
go back and watch
rewatch them. I will rewatch certain trailers that I didn't catch this very much, or I wanted to see this again in a little bit more depth, but I don't watch it again from start to finish.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
have time for that.
I'm not rewatching that.
Who's time for that?
I do.
I watch like elements and trailers, but I'm not watching the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm with
I do
Dylan.
actually.
You watch the
watched,
whole thing?
Nerd.
I have watched so many old E3s. It's not like really like.
Okay,
so
but
much
I don't think that's his question.
Okay.
I think he's asking like, do you watch it like in the hours or days afterwards?
Oh, then probably not. No.
Because I have
No.
gone back to like, I don't watch it from start to finish, old E3s and directs, but like I'll go back and like look and see what was announced and like what was going on at that time.
Some of those I do. Like I do go back and just watch old ones just because I'm like kind of nostalgic for it. We've talked about it a bunch. The early E3s are kind of crazy. Like the
Yes.
stupid stage things that they've done and or the games that they announced that were like never came out. Super entertaining for me. Or you see like somebody that like you see a Phil Spencer before they were anybody. Right? Like you see people that that became figureheads in the industry, but you see them back when they were just
In
like on a
different
team or
roles.
developed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Like I get really nostalgic for that shit. And there are times where I'm like just sitting having a drink or chilling and I will throw up like, hey, give me 2008 Nintendo at E3 show. Or like give me the Switch, the launch direct for the Switch.
Reggie's first direct. My
Yeah,
body is ready.
I do like that stuff. But if he's thinking like in the short term, like it came out last week and I watched it, and am I going to watch it again? Like, no. I mean, I saw it. I haven't watched this indie direct since then. I was there. I watched it. Sometimes, I mean, I'm getting way too into the details, but like with Hellblade, when there's a big showcase that shows something, I'll go back and watch it in 4K. Like once everything's done, like I want to see it, better visually. But
G-Man brings up he watches people's reactions. You know how some people record their reactions. I don't do that for like indie or like third-party directs, but like for a big Nintendo direct, I'll go on and I'll look at people's reactions to really exciting things.
yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Usually, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, like Nintendo does a pretty good job. Like they'll record reactions in the Nintendo store and put them on Twitter sometimes. So that's kind of neat. But
Yeah,
like
probably.
like midnight launches, I do. Like I've watched videos of old midnight launches and stuff, and seen
Yeah.
people outside and cheering.
Nostalgic
That's kind
stuff.
of cool. Yeah.
It'll probably be cool to like go back to E3 and look at all the shit that just didn't come out.
Dude,
Yeah, people
I
hyping.
really like it. When I tell you that like I've done it, I'm not telling you like I did it once. Like I do it annually.
Like Star Wars 1313.
Yes.
The Last Night.
Go back and watch the announcement for the 3DS and just the amount of games that was announced for 3DS. You'd think every third-party game was coming to 3DS. I think they announced, I don't remember, I think it was like Call of Duty or like Battlefield or something
I
like
think
it.
they
It's
did
coming to
announce Call of
3DS.
Duty.
You're like, what the fuck?
I think they did announce Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's stuff like that you like. I always get a really fun chuckle out of. And even there's like new tech. Like Microsoft unveiled like the AR Minecraft where you put on the glasses and you can like
Yeah.
play Minecraft in physical space. There's always like tech like that never comes.
What was it?
Or-
Smart Glass, something like that.
Or you see some tech that came out that is terrible. Or you see Nintendo talk about the Wii U TV app and how you can control your cable box with the gamepad. And you're like, not only did you discontinue this like 8 months out, but like nobody wants this at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Listening
that
to
is
how they
really,
describe it.
really cool. But especially the early, if you can go back to the aughts E3s, it's like kind of the wild west back then. Like before there's like and I don't know the year, but I'm telling you there's like a marketed difference when you see games take off from before. There's a point like before, I think it's maybe like, I want to say maybe it's like 2010, 2011, maybe 2009, where all the E3s after that are like super produced. Like fucking Lenny Kravitz is there. There's a Ferrari on stage, and here comes The Rock. Like it's like shit gets like real, and there's like a lot of production value. There's lots of screens. It looks like
Nintendo
Steve
Directs are
Jobs.
still trying to figure out what they were going to be.
Those early directs are great because they are like, it's kind of like Vine to TikTok. Like they are like super like low production.
There's
That's-
like
that's
it's
another
like
part of
a
it.
white room and like
Yeah.
the guy walks in and like there's like a table with the 3DS on it.
The production alone is super fun. But then like if you go to the E3s before that, it is like just a group of like video gamers in a hotel. Like they literally have like PowerPoints that they put on like an actual roll down screen, or like they rolled a TV on stage. It's like
So
very,
weird.
you just see the difference in technology is super funny,
It's fun.
is ultimately my point. But I really like it. Let's see here. Question for the show from Kyle the Pug. So how
Fuck
many
you, Kyle the
times
Pug.
will it take for Silksong fans to get the message by raising their expectations way too high, only to be let down at the end of the Indie World Directs? Also, my grade for the show is a B+.
0 because there will be no more Indie Directs before it is announced. It will not be announced at an Indie World Direct. I think it's
Yeah,
bigger than
yeah.
that.
It's going to be announced at the Xbox show.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Xbox here in about 6 to 7 weeks, right? like it's not that far away. I guess we don't know that. I honestly don't. I don't think I see a world where like it goes beyond that. I'm gonna eat these words. You're gonna put this down. I don't see a world where that game doesn't come out of Summer Games Fest. That game's getting announced at Summer Games Fest.
I hope so.
It's got to be, right? It's like it has to be now. It's been
I don't
rated.
know about release, but it'll be
Yeah, but like we'll have a release date and a
Yeah,
trailer and
yeah,
everything by
yeah,
the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of Summer Games Fest. 100%.
yes, 100%.
We're in the end game.
Yes,
Silksong fans get hyped. It's coming soon.
it's imminent.
Yeah, it's imminent.
Maybe.
Maybe you're still on the not yet, not so fast.
Yeah.
Why
maybe.
would it be
Okay.
rated?
Yeah, it's been rated for release. Honestly, I think it's done. I think they're sitting on it for
To fuck with people.
No, for it's they probably have a marketing agreement. They're sitting on it because they have a marketing agreement with Microsoft. It's going to be in Game
And they're
Pass.
bigger than an Indie World Showcase at this point.
I also agree. Yeah, they're bigger than Indie World, which I was laughing at because when I guess it was trending on Twitter and stuff. People in the Discord were like, "Hollow Knight fans are getting excited," and I was like, "Watch them actually do it in like a
This is
throwaway
the
indie
best
game."
marketing they can have is not showing it at an Indie Direct.
People still talking
Yeah.
about it.
It was talked
gonna
about
be
more
great.
than any of the games that were shown. They're
Okay,
doing themselves a favor by not putting it on the Indie Direct.
Can this game possibly live up to the hype that it's getting?
Yeah,
Yes,
it can.
it
Can
will.
it? Yes.
It
Will
will.
it? I don't know. But
Yeah.
can it? Sure.
It will. This will be one of the
If-
best games of the year.
Yeah, if it's like, I mean, you can definitely improve on the Hollow Knight formula, and I do agree with you. I do think when it comes out, it'll probably be one of the best games of the year. It's a game of the year contender. Because I
hope so.
imagine the developers, they're not going to release it if it's not, and that's probably why it's taken so long. Now, I would have said the same thing with Sports Story, and it went terribly.
Yes.
But I think the level of creators are different. I don't think those are apples. to
That is
apples.
also very true.
But yeah, I don't think they would have held on to it this long. if
That's
we
like
had.
Nike as opposed to Pro Kids. Yeah, one of them was just
Yeah.
one of them was just a
Yeah.
step above.
They love this as much. They love this more than everybody else that loves it, and
Yeah.
I think that's why it's taken so long. Is they've wanted to make it the game that they want it to be, and they probably have all the money to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. TPR says, "I give it a D. D for didn't watch it. Anxiously waiting for the Plucky Squire release date. Throughout your gaming life, what indie game were you most hyped for that delivered on every promise?"
Wait, so TPR, what if there was the Plucky Squire in this? You wouldn't have watched it and you would have missed it.
Yeah.
Mm,
TPR.
Yeah, TPR.
facts. He would have
You
just
got
gone on Twitter or
owned.
whatever. me posting all the trailers. I was just retweeting Wario the whole show.
Yeah, you
That
were.
works.
Retweet.
What indie game was I most hyped for that delivered?
So many.
Stray.
That's a good
Probably
one.
Stray.
The first auction free.
Okay. I didn't know about that one until like after. it
Yeah,
released.
that one just kind of snuck up on me. I wasn't waiting for it. To me,
I was waiting for that one.
so many. Cult of the Lamb, Death Store, Katana Zero, but the one that really comes to mind is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight came out in a period. I played it on 3DS. It was cross-buy with Wii U, I think.
Yes, it was.
And at that time, like the Wii U was struggling for games, you know? And like I remember being like, this is a big game for us because we didn't have lots of big games to choose from. So I think it was I think it kind of fit in there for me. I remember
feel like
waiting on
most-
Shovel Knight.
Most of the indie games that I play, like I don't find out about until like well after they release.
Yeah. Discoverability is hard. Hollow Knight was going to be that. I was stoked for Hollow Knight until I played it. And I was like, oh, this is not a game for me. Never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry I came here. I shouldn't be here. Sorry, guys. Wrong room.
Yeah, Stray is an
Uh,
easy answer for me.
Nice. I was going to say Streets of Rage, but that's not an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Streets of Rage 4 was incredible, but I guess how do you pronounce that?
What?
Dotun?
Which one?
It's the developer that made Streets of Rage 4.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It's like DOTEMU.
I don't know.
But they've done a lot of stuff. They did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're doing Metal Slug and Windjammers. So it's not indie per se, right?
Yeah, I would say they're not indie.
Yeah, it's like double A.
.emu.
.emu, Dotemu, .emu.
.emu.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Close enough.
Robbie. Ooh. Indie show, 3 out of 5 stars. When do you think Nintendo shuts down these emulators on iOS?
Well,
They won't shut down the emulator. They can't really
I
do
don't
that.
think they can.
They'll go after the ROM sites, I think.
yep.
I hope not. And our last question for the show. G-Man says, you look in a mirror and are able to see what's in the upcoming future. What do you see and why?
Is it what we want to
Is this
see
like an
or what we
existential thing, or is this a
I
gaming
know.
question?
Yeah.
Because
what-
G-Man, I see the end. Like shit's
Yeah.
on fire.
Yeah.
I know. Is it
Yeah.
what we want or what is like gonna happen? What is more
Yeah.
realistic?
Let's keep it gaming. Let's keep it nice. Let's keep it Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let's have that Nintendo magic.
Yeah.
I see myself pre-ordering the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd be awesome.
We all know more about this mirror. This is a magic mirror.
I can't
Ronnie
see. It
said-
says Dotemu.
Dotemu.
Dotemu?
Probably.
Yeah, something like that. We tried.
We tried. Close enough.
It's a full-size mirror. It's a body mirror.
Oh well, I see shame.
I lose weight.
Lots of shame.
I've got to lose weight. You're
I
fine. I've
win
gotta
the
lose weight.
lottery.
That'd be great. You
That's
save the
great.
show. G-Man says it can be whatever. See, I'm trying to have a positive spin on this, G-Man, and you're ruining it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell us to look into the future. You're not going to like the answers that come from
Yeah,
not from this trio.
yeah.
Climate
Donnie-
change is
Donnie
ravaging the
sees
world
heart
around
disease.
us. The earth is on
Sees?
fire.
Yeah.
Nuclear
the
threat
future
is
is
imminent.
now.
Gaming wise, yeah. Switch 2 is exciting. It's different, and they announce it has mobile crossover. You can play some games on your phone, or you can stream, and you can play your console. You can play your Switch.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Rebecca's face.
I feel like when it
I
comes
didn't
to
process anything you just said. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was gone.
I just saw side eye, and I was like,
She-
what did
she
I do?
thought-
I was trying to process
she was looking in the mirror like this ain't
my
looking too
brain.
bright.
I don't know where my brain
Right.
went, but it wasn't here.
I like Switch 2 console shown, and they announced that there's a Nintendo app that will also have games that will do crossplay and cross save with your console.
Oh, okay, okay.
Huh?
I see that.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And they do like Nintendo loves selling plastic. They do like they sell a clip that you can put your phone in, and like you put it on a controller or something.
Lambo 2.
Maybe that's
Hook
why
up
they
your
call it the
phone-
Switch Attach.
Hook
Like
up your phone
remember
to
that
cardboard.
stupid rumor? Maybe there's
Yeah.
something like that. Maybe they could do that. Like they sell like an attachment piece for your controller that you could connect your phone to or something. I don't know. I want them to do something with mobile better than what they're doing. That'd be great.
I want Switch 2 to have a Star Fox game that's actually good.
That's a
That's
swing
asking
and
a
a
lot.
prayer. Hope and a prayer there, buddy.
Asking a lot.
The next Animal Crossing game is announced for 2025.
That would be dope. It's got to be in development.
I would
You
think so.
You'd hope. You don't think so?
I think so.
Probably.
Tom Nook.
Yeah, I would think so. But the last one, it was such a big thing. They got to get back to that well before too long. You can't let that sit for too long. Star Fox is cool, and it's interesting because it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Star Fox would be the perfect game right now to like give a limited budget to and try to spin up something kind of AA and see if you can hit on something.
Yeah.
See if you can I think fans would cheer for just Star Fox. Like just
Yeah.
to see Star Fox existence again. So like in my head, that screams to me, try to do something different. See if you
Yeah.
can't hit them with something that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is, but could you see like a Star Fox Tactics game?
That could be interesting.
Like do something different. The people want the franchise, so give it to them in a different way. That's like maybe something that's not like a big budget project, and see if you can't get something different out of Star Fox.
I like it.
Like
They could do
the
some cool
Mario
things with
versus
Star Fox.
Rabbids. Like what if they had a Star Fox type of thing? That'd be
What
cool.
if they went a completely different route and just went No Man's Sky with Star Fox?
That'd be awesome.
That's a big budget thing for them though.
That's
that'd
like
be
bigger
awesome.
than Nintendo can do.
Well, to be fair, No Man's Sky budget wasn't that big. It
I
just
think it
became
is by-
big.
I think it
That
is by
game was
Nintendo
awful
standards.
on release.
Yeah.
I think it is big by Nintendo game standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a bigger project than I think Nintendo was comfortable with for Star Fox.
Because you have like the big Nintendo games, right? The big production Mario game, the kart game, the Zelda game, maybe throw Animal Crossing in there. And then you have like the AA. They almost release like indie versions of games that they have. And I almost wonder, like, I feel like Star Fox is ripe for like a release like that.
Yeah. Most likely.
And I don't know what
Yeah.
that could be. I just threw out Taxes as an idea. I don't know what it could be. Fucking
It's not one
card
of their
game,
big
something.
franchises.
I don't like. I would love a platformer, but I don't think it's going to be a platformer.
Has there ever been a Star Fox racing game?
No,
No, there hasn't.
that's.
I feel like that would be like a cool space racer.
There was that rumor for years, that fake rumor.
That
the
wasn't
Star
a
Fox
race.
Grand Prix,
Oh yeah,
Was
that
a
wasn't
race,
ra-
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
and that
Oh.
Nintendo leaker has a Patreon. He said that was a fake leak by Nintendo to catch.
It
leakers,
was. Yeah.
which is cool. But I also want the game though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Star Fox Racer would be great.
It would be.
And I
Have
think
it all
something
set in
like that.
space.
I think something like that makes a lot of sense for that franchise. Because like outside of that, I mean, I would love another big on rails game, but those games are short. They don't sell very much, and I gotta think it's somewhat costly to make them.
No, I don't want a futuristic racer. I want a space racer. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Man, fuck F-Zero. Don't compare F-Zero stuff. Don't, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today.
I feel like the characters in Star Fox are a little bit like more lovable than F-Zero.
Yeah, by
What
far.
What if it was I want to say a bullet hell, but not even maybe not even a bullet hell, but like those bullet hell games where you are the spaceship and it's a side scroller.
Yes.
Like kind of like old school games. What if they did that but Star Fox? And
That
they
could be
had
fun.
like cool little cutscenes and like some dialogue it was writing, but it's just like 2D side scrolling Star Fox game.
That could
Just
be
to
fun.
get
Maybe.
something Star Fox out there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I feel like after this long, that would be a little disappointing for
I
Star Fox
definitely
fans.
think it would be disappointing for some, but I still think people would just like, what if they like, I am thinking like, what if they made it cool? Like
Yeah.
those anime cutscenes that they did for Star Fox Zero. What if they did that for like a little demake game like that? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I do love those cutscenes. Those anime, Star Fox anime. Give me Gundam Star Fox. I'll watch that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hmm.
That's it for questions, right?
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Woo. It was a good show.
We had news.
Good news. Yeah.
Fancy that. Now we will have nothing until Thousand Year Door, and then nothing all summer.
No. Don't say
The next
that. We
thing
want
we're gonna-
people to listen to us next week too.
The next thing
No.
we're gonna get from Nintendo is that they're not having a summer showcase. Like watch them announce that too.
Oh,
Like
jeez.
we're just not having anything. Don't expect anything from us.
Yeah.
We hope
we'll
you
just
play
be-
Luigi's Mansion 2. Like that's it.
We'll just be here arguing about Taylor Swift for the next week. It's just to become the
I'm
Swift
not.
cast.
I'm not. I've learned my lesson. I'm done. Can't do anything.
All right.
Get that trigger gif. The moment you just like fucking she's above criticism. I fucking forgive me, please.
She's not above criticism. Like that's not what you should be getting out of that.
That's exactly what we got out of that. 100% what we got out of that.
I am gonna go play more Ace Attorney for next week. Play more Splatfest.
Like it.
I'm gonna eat lunch.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm gonna start.
Me too.
Watch NBA, the playoffs, and watch more horror movies.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Have a good week, Koobalings. We will see ya next time.
Peace. Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening, and I forgot the line already.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening, and I forgot the line already. What?